We are on the phone this morning with the WWE SmackDown Women's Champion. Please welcome to the show for the very first time, Alexa Bliss.
Morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I am fantastic. How are you?
Hey, we're doing really well. We're excited about Monday night SmackDown Live. The Superstars of SmackDown Live at the Convocation Center. But as we talk to you this morning, where are you waking up and what are you doing?
I am in Orlando enjoying the extremely warm weather because our last loop we had was in the cold, and I'm from Ohio, but I don't miss the cold, so I'm really enjoying this warm weather right now.
It's kind of funny that is Orlando home for you?
As of right now, yes.
Okay, so NXT is down there in Orlando, which is kind of where a lot of the WWE superstars go to kind of get ready for, SmackDown or Raw. But it's neat because as we were going through your bio to see that you're a huge fan of Disney and you're living in Orlando, that has to be like a dream come true.
Oh, absolutely. When I was in NXT, I was at Disney World every Sunday because we only have Sundays off for NXT that we don't travel or anything. And so I was always there at, I want to say 10 a.m.
Wow.
And would be there all day. My poor fiance would be with me, and he is a wrestler as well. I'm like, poor guy, he was so tired. But I was like, you know what? We got to go. We got to go on this ride. It's just, I love Disney. I can't.
It's awesome because, as we look at your life, Kelly, as a teenager and a young lady, she was very athletic. I wasn't necessarily quite as athletic, but we were going through and you played softball, you did track, kickboxing, cheerleading. So you did all this stuff and even got into competitive bodybuilding. So you had that competitive nature all along.
Oh, absolutely. Starting when I was 4 years old, my parents, I asked to be in gymnastics because I was watching the Olympics one day, and I was like, that's what I want to do. And so they enrolled me when I was 4 years old, and I haven't stopped doing any kind of sports since then. In gymnastics off season, I was playing softball to keep in shape. And then when I transitioned into all-star cheer, I was running track during the off season of that and kickboxing. And it became this whole snowball of all these sports that I was doing. And even when I was in all-star cheer, I wasn't just doing the team. I was doing individual, jump only, tumble only, stunt group, hip hop, all these just things because I loved to compete.
That's awesome. Hey, question, what events did you compete in track?
I actually competed in pole vault.
Really? Yeah.
Because it was something that I felt like I could try to do. Okay, because we can talk about this for a second. I can't run. I can't.
But you probably have awesome upper body strength, right?
Exactly. And so I was like, what could I do in track? Because so this is so cheesy, but I really wanted the sweatshirt in high school. I wanted the track sweatshirt.
Totally get it.
I ran track, and I remember my first day, my coach was like, you're a horrible runner. And I was like, I know. So I did pole vault instead. And so I would do sprints. I did the 4x1 relay team in track, because I could sprint, I just couldn't long distance run. No matter how much I tried, it was such a struggle. But I did that, and then I did pole vault, and it was probably one of the most fun I've had in high school, and I loved it.
Awesome.
On the phone this morning with Alexa Bliss, WWE SmackDown Women's Champion. So with a competitive lifestyle, I guess, were you a wrestling fan when you were young, or how did you come to see wrestling and think that might be something that you might be interested in?
Oh, absolutely. I was such a wrestling fan growing up. My grandparents were actually the ones that got me into it. My grandparents were such fans of wrestling, and every Monday night we would get together, have pizza, and watch Raw. And I would watch wrestling with them, and then the Attitude Era came along, and I wasn't allowed to watch wrestling because my mom told me to clean my room once, and I put my arms up, and I was like, well, I got 2 words for you.
Oh, no.
And she was like, I got 2 words for you, too. You're grounded. And I was like, that's not how it goes. And so I wasn't allowed to watch it, but little did she know, every time I went over to my grandma's house, she let me watch it. So I just continued watching wrestling, and then when I said I was going to try out, my mom was like, no, you're not. And I kind of went behind her back and did it, but I'm actually really glad I did.
It's funny because that was one of the questions I was going to ask is, what your family thought as being somebody who was very serious into athletics and all the stuff that you did to then all of a sudden say, hey, I want to go do wrestling. I can't imagine what that conversation was probably like.
Well, I told my mom that I said, hey, I think I really want to try out because I was doing the competitive bodybuilding at the time. I had gotten my pro card. I accomplished everything I wanted to do in that industry. And I was like, And this was after college and everything. And I was like, you know what? I really want to go for this. And my trainer at the time, Mike Davies, told me WWE is having like an open casting call tryout. And I was like, oh my God, that's perfect. So I went online and there was a link and it said, do you want to be a WWE superstar? And I said, yes, I do. So I clicked on it and I made an audition video. And then I told my mom after the fact I made the video, I was like, I think I'm going to try out. And she was like, no, you're not. And I said, no, I really am. I think I'm going to. And her exact response was, like, there's girls like China. You cannot wrestle girls like China. China is a beast. And that was literally what she said to me. And I was like, no, it's totally fine. Like, I can do it. And so then I kind of tried out without her knowing, and she is now the biggest supporter of it and is so proud and is at almost every show, and she loves it.
What would you have done if you didn't do the wrestling deal? Did you have a goal outside of like trying to be a sports entertainer?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I went to school for med diet, so I wanted to do something with being a dietitian for girls with eating disorders because I had gone through 2 of them, and so I wanted to do something like that, completely out of the sports field, you know, and but out of any kind of entertainment. But that was one thing that I wanted to do, but I really felt like I was missing out on an opportunity if I didn't go for WWE.
So once you went there and you were signed to NXT, was the training a little more intense than what you probably thought going in?
Oh my gosh, it is the most brutal thing you will ever put your body through. I always say it's the hardest thing I've ever done, but also the most rewarding because you cannot prepare your body for what it goes through. I remember my first day, I called my mom. I was crying. I said, I can't do this. This is so hard. The girls here are all so good. Everyone's just so advanced and so like athletic, and I was like bawling my eyes out because I was just in so much pain and sore with muscles that I didn't know existed. And I was a bodybuilder at the time, and I thought I knew all the muscles. And like it was, oh my gosh, you cannot prepare yourself for what it goes through.
On the phone with Alexa Bliss from the WWE. So you get that call and it's time to go to the main roster. What was the difference from going to working NXT and the WWE network to that first time when you walked through the curtain on the big show?
That was such an emotional experience for me because, you know, I had trained in NXT for 3.5 years. I had been there every day almost except Sundays, and it was one of those moments that was like, you know, we did it. And, you know, I came in with absolutely no experience whatsoever because, you know, I didn't know there were wrestling schools. I was focused on college and college cheer and what I had done my whole life. And the fact that I was able to come in and learn the way I have, and I'm still learning, you know, and Sarah Amato is a big part of that. She's our coach at NXT. I remember going to her saying, you know, I need help. I don't know what I'm doing. And she has been tremendous, and I can't say enough good things about her. And just the fact that, you know, she's put in the time to help me get to where I am and to now be SmackDown Women's Champion and, you know, have these moments and getting ready to have my first steel cage match. And, you know, it's not just what I've accomplished. It's what, you know, my mom's helped me accomplish, what Sarah's helped me accomplish, what my fiance's helped me accomplish, what everybody in NXT has helped me accomplish. It's not just me, it's all of us. So we all made it.
So Monday night, the SmackDown brand comes to the Convocation Center in Jonesboro. John Cena is going to be there, AJ Styles, Dean Ambrose, Dolph Ziggler, The Miz. And Alexa Bliss is right there in the middle of it to defend the SmackDown Women's Champion. What are we going to get from you on Monday night?
Well, I always say you're going to get a lot of sass because that just comes with the nature of me. But, you know, you're going to see me and Becky, you know, really go for the title. Like she's bound and determined to get it, but I'm going to show her that it's going to be a lot harder to take it away from me than she thinks. And we're going to be, you know, going at it, and it'll be a lot of fun.
Well, Alexa, one thing I love seeing you in your different outfits. One of my favorites that you've worn so far is the Harley Quinn one. Do you have a favorite that you've worn so far?
Ooh, that's a good question. So I love the Harley Quinn one, but I also love my Freddy Krueger one because I got to really, you know, just go and have fun with that. And, you know, I bought a sweater and ripped it all up. I made the handpiece glove. And so that was more of like the one of trying to do it yourself kind of project. And I think that one and the Harley Quinn one, because I made the belt for that too. I don't know, whichever ones I put more effort into, I like the best.
Right.
And I have a few more character outfits coming, but you just have to keep an eye out for those because they're not completely done yet. But
so for anybody listening right now who hasn't made up their mind to go to the event on Monday night, how would you explain the WWE experience when people get there and the lights go up? What does that feel like inside that venue for the fans who are watching?
Oh, it's an amazing amount of energy that's contagious. You know, the fans really just light up the whole room, and there's going to be a lot of fan interaction. You know, it's a family fun event that you know everybody. I've never seen anyone really be anything but excited and happy to be there. It's an amazing event, and you know people should definitely come and see what we're all about.
Monday night, the ASU Convocation Center in Jonesboro. There are still tickets available, and you can find those at KFIN.com, and also you can find out more at WWE.com. Alexa Bliss, we thank you very much for taking the time to talk with us this morning.
Thank you so much.